What is up, my tribal people? Welcome back to another episode clip of Pree Da Podcast. And just a reminder that these are only short in clips, and if you want to listen to the full episode, make sure you click the first link in the description below. Alternatively, you can type in Pree Da Podcast on all your audio listening platforms. And you guys already know what I'm going to say. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because it's trying to grow the community, and by sharing this with your friends and family, that goes a long way in helping us do that. Now, without further ado, let's get into the blog cut episode. There could be a stage where they're not even new artists anymore. All these artists could be AI generated, right? You get me? Imagine a whole world where the record labels have control over every newcomer, right? Instead of industry plan is an AI plan. Instead of someone being picked out in real life, they're creating an artist. And that's low-key easy to do.
You are now listening to Pree Da Podcast with your host, Majaro.
And we're back with KM Tunes. And I'm not gonna lie, this next subject, I've been thinking about it for a while now because it's just been plastered on my Instagram, on my YouTube. I can't escape this topic. It's everywhere. And that's the topic of AI in any industry, but specifically, we're going to be talking about AI in the music industry. For those who don't know, over the past couple of months, we've seen, videos, YouTube videos, Instagram posts about AI artists, AI artwork, AI dissertations, right? AI are taking over. People are making money off AI generated art. Real life artists are complaining, saying, this is a Frankenstein's monster of art. You can't just, take something artificial and just pass it off as art without a human element to it. That's taking away essentially our jobs and our roles. Same thing with AI musicians, right? The new trend of your favorite pop star, your favorite Afrobeat artists, singing another artist's song. So the one that I've listened to on a regular for the past couple of weeks and months is Free Mind by Thames, but sung by Rihanna.
I said 5 in the morning, I wake up to fright for my eyes. Fearing my mind is a warning. Pray to the one you and I.
And when I tell you guys, this song slaps. It's just as good as the original because it sounds exactly like Rihanna. There's barely any hitching. The vocals are top tier. And I just wanted to speak to you and get your opinion, being a new artist, being a producer of experience. What do you think about this new trend or this new craze? And it's not even a trend, this new reality of AI artists in the music industry. What are your thoughts?
Okay, with all due respect, I personally don't welcome the idea of the AI because then you're killing the originality of artists and all that. So I'm gonna give some examples and instances. So now, an artist that made a song and the song is out there, is popular, then you have another artist probably that is bigger with a better vocal than the artist that made that, and they're trying to introduce this AI generation version of that person. Definitely, it might sound better than the original.
Yeah.
Due to the vocals and all that. And now you're gonna take that away because, like I said, there's something that happened in Nigeria here. Arasta, she made this song. Ide Rush. So there was one guy that Jopo or something. So the guy came on the song, he did the cover, and right now the cover is trending. It had over 50 million streams already, just the cover.
Yeah.
So people are putting a lot of hard work, spend their resources, money, time, and everything. And the cover was so good. Like, it's good. Even most of the time when I hear that song, the chorus, the next thing I want to sing is the boys verse.
Yeah.
That's how good the song is. So,
yeah.
The guy had over 50 million streams on digital platforms already, viewed on YouTube and all that. That alone is something different. But now you're introducing the AI generation, which means you're going to kill the originality that, exists in the music industry, which means if I make a song and the song is good, is trending, is making waves, and Drake, they make an AI generation from, Drake. They did that version. Definitely, he got good vocals, he had good equipment. It's always going to sound better. So now you're taking away what someone has, worked out for, investing their time, the energy, the resources, the money and everything. So I feel, for me, I'm not in support of the AI, technology and all that. So I would tell you that it's killing the originality in the music industry. So I'm not in support of it at all.
Like, literally, I understand your point of view for sure, because, like you said, even other artists covering other artists' songs is a bit of a techie one. Like you mentioned, the one with Star. Even a bigger one, in my opinion, was when, remember, Ella May released a song. I think it was Boot Up. I think it's called Boot Up, right? And then the R&B artist Jacquees, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, he released a cover of it, and I'm not gonna lie, it sounded better than her original song. And there was a whole beef between them two. She'll say something in an interview, my people already contacted him, taking it off, streaming platforms. He's complaining, saying, yo, I made that song hot. We should do a feature together. We should collab instead of, shutting me down for covering your song like anyone else can. Because technically anyone else can. He said, I didn't make any money of it. But just the fact that everyone wanted or preferred to hear his version of the song, that's not an official release, because there's lots of contractual, stuff that happens in Gaza. I get 20% split because I'm on this verse and X, Y, and Z. Even if they're with different labels, that's even more of a sticky one. Who gets what? Both sides trying to argue X, Y, and Z. So now imagine, someone putting Drake, Lil Baby, even the deceased artists like Tupac. I even heard a Tupac song sung by Biggie Smalls. I heard Hit 'Em Up by Biggie Smalls.
First off, fuck your bitch in the click you claim. West side, when we rock, come be quick with game.
That's how wild these AI generations of songs are. And they're good. I'm not gonna lie, it slapped. And that's the thing, right? I'm 100% in favor of artists creating original work and them having protection over it. And I feel like right now, AI covers are at its worst they can ever be in terms of, clarity, in terms of vocals, in terms of, everything being of a certain standard. There's a lot of fluctuations, but when you get a good one, you really get a good one. And even the laws aren't even up to scratch to protect artists against this, because this is the first time it's ever happened. You could probably foresee, 10 years, you could probably foresee this happening, but we're at that point where things need to start changing, because it feels like Drake's releasing an album every other week. I'm getting, a Take Care version of, an AI Drake. So they'll be like singing new songs, but with the inspiration of his Take Care album, or So Long, or I'm Coming Home, or loads of different stuff that he's done in the past. Like maybe like a Slime, inspired Drake album, like a Future inspired Drake album. Loads of different things. So they're getting creative with it, and it's crazy, because when I actually looked into how people do it, it's not exactly that hard. If you're in the West, that's easy to do. But potentially if you're, up and coming artist from, a place like you say, you just take a lot of money and resources to even just get to the studio and get something released. Literally someone can, see that, be like, someone in the West can be like, oh, that's a good beat, let me take that. His vocals are good, let me put him on there. I'll get loads of views. And no one can stop him at the moment. Loads of views on YouTube because, YouTube are very good with copyright and, especially music. You can't play 10 seconds of anything without, getting a a tick on your verification saying, you know, this is copyrighted, you know, you have to mute it or X, Y, and Z. So they can't even do that with this new music because it's not on any servers, it's not on any licensing thing. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. What do you think this does for, like you mentioned earlier, for newer artists, even current artists? Like there's a I think a Drake and a Weeknd song, and that came out a couple of months ago, and that's all people have been talking about. You know, all the hot, you know, DJs and producers, they're talking about this. So it's going to be a funny thing. What do you think happens in the future with AI? Do you think there's laws that pass to protect artists and the originality of stuff, or what would you even like to happen?
I hope and I pray that, you know, there's a law that will favor people putting in a lot of work, you know, bringing out the original version of the song. And like I said, is only going to favor the artist putting in the work if there's a law that is going to protect your rights and your interests, because it's your song. So no matter what version they bring out in the future or anytime, you know that, you know, the law is protecting your interests. So that's the most important thing. And that's what I offer.
Like we all understand, you know, the artist is at the heart of the music, right? But let's not get it twisted. Yeah. These labels, these recording labels, these music labels, they want their money. Money after you run. They want their piece. So as long as, you know, I feel like with those parties, the artist is just a byproduct. Them being protected is just a byproduct. They are protecting their own bag. Like the amount of I remember during the days of, you know, no streaming, it was just either you had to buy it or you know, illegally download it. They'll be cracking down on, you know, pirate websites, you know, banning this person, banning that person for being an owner of a website. And they were like trying to stop every fire from forming. But then, you know, when streaming services happened, they were like, yes, finally a way to monetize our music, our artist's music, not our music, our artist's music that we own 80% of it, right? So they're like, yes, finally, we know, once there's an affordable way to actually get money online, you know, you can download as many songs as you want. Well, it's not going to be as prevalent as it was because that was the only way to do it. Now people pay like £10, £20 a month maximum to listen to as many songs and as many people as possible. They don't have to worry about those pirate websites because like, yeah, are you going to spend, you know, half of your day downloading all the songs that you really like, or you just going to give someone £10 and then you're good for the month? But they're protecting now there's the new frontier. Now there's a new frontier that they have to protect. Now they have to crack down because the first, you know, mainstream AI generated song with the Drake and the Weeknd that came out a couple of months ago with, I think his handle was Ghostwriter. They tried putting it on Spotify to get money that way. Maybe they were testing it or something like that because it didn't come from an actual person. It came from like a shell company because the person didn't want himself to get exposed or to get tracked down for attempting something like this. So he tried to get monetized from that. It got to a good 32 million streams or something like that. And then as soon as the record label snuffed it out, they got onto Spotify real quick. Apple Music, Tidal, you better shut that shit down. We ain't getting money from that. I don't know where that money's going to. That's our artist. That's our song. They were like, you know, in full defense mode. So now they've got an example they can look at a template. And now it's all about, you know, putting a lobbying party or the lobbying power to go to legislations in different countries because, you know, these companies are international. They can argue their case, or whenever the next, you know, person tries to attempt this, they can sue them and then it will set a precedent so that, you know, if it only takes one person to get sued saying, yo, this is copyright infringement, you took our song or you took someone else's song and you took our artist's vocals, because all they do is feed a whole bunch of information to the system or to the tool that they use. So it can be from interviews, it can be from obviously songs. They can, take their little mannerisms, because it's not fully automated. It's not like you can put a whole bunch of songs in and it's done. You still need the work of a producer, and you still need a work of an engineer, right? Or a beat maker to make everything perfect and sound, quality. So there could be a stage where they're not even new artists anymore. All these artists could be AI generated, right? You get me? Imagine a whole world where the record labels have control over every newcomer, right? Instead of industry plan is an AI plan. Instead of someone being picked out in real life, they're creating an artist. And that's low-key easy to do. Like...
Okay, but then my question would be, when we don't have a feature for original artists making their own song, AI is taking over. Okay, so what about the shows, the concert, the tour, the album reveal and everything? So how is it gonna come?
Bro,
how is it gonna happen?
Yo, do you know
who are the people that are gonna perform that song?
Yo,
in the show in Canada? Yeah.
It's already happened, bro. Don't you remember a couple of years ago, like there was a it's like a digitally projected version of Tupac. Obviously, it wasn't the greatest at the time, but there was a whole Black Mirror. I'm not sure if you've watched Black Mirror. It's like a sci-fi thriller, tech-based, show. And it was a story of how they stole they locked up an artist, like they were doing the whole Britney Spears, controlling her, making sure she did X, Y, and Z, perform on this time, barely any rest. They did the whole Britney Spears on her. And when she didn't want to sing anymore, they just threw her away, locked her up so that she couldn't protest or make a big hassle about it. Digitally projected her onto a stage, took all the vocals that she's ever recorded for her, play it, or even make new songs from that, and no one may know the difference. Especially if you set piece it in a certain way so that the image doesn't have to interact with people too much, right? Or there's no shadows or no people blocking the projection. So it's already been done in real life. There's already like concepts out there on entertainment. What's stopping them from doing like a AI generated Instagram? Do you know how like we have AI generated art? Put a couple of your own photos, or even make complete new people. They can easily do that. Make the guy with a perfect hairline, a perfect jaw, perfect physique, right? And then make the guy with a little bit of Drake rapping, a little bit of Wizkid singing, or a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And boom, we've got the newest AI artist. I don't know, KM Snaps or something like that. I don't know. It can be done. That could be the dystopian future we could have. And I don't want that. Like you, I don't want that. That looks cold. That looks calculated, and that just looks fake. And I feel like that's the worst case scenario, but I don't feel like it will get there, because I feel like the at the end of the day, there are humans that are gonna consume it. So I don't think it's going to connect the same way consuming a nominally AI generated artist ahead of an organic living human being that does interviews, that you can see them, they can actually sign autographs, and that's their autograph. You can go to, their history, where they go to school. You can't be having interviews with an AI generated human talking about, yeah, man, I went to St. Mary's High School or St. Mary's Primary School with this guy and that guy. We did this. We started off doing this. We went to the studio. It'll be all fake, and it'll be like, yo, this is corny as hell. Why are we even listening to this interview? They'll turn it off, and then people will slowly get disinterested, hopefully. That's only what I can pray for. So yeah, on that note, that brings us to the end of the podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed this interview and little discussion on, KM Tunes, his story, his journey, the stuff he's got coming up. On that, have you got a message for the people? Like, what's coming up? Where can they find you?
Okay. You can find me on all social media platforms. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'm using the same username, KM Tunes. at KM Tunes, but it has a double Z instead of one Z, double Z, KM Tunes. And to my people, ever since I dropped this piece of mine, I've been getting a lot of love, from every angle, support, people talking about the song, people playing the song every day. And there's a challenge going on for the song right now on TikTok.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
Because there's a dance for the song. So I started the challenge with Skills, with a celebrity here in Nigeria. So the challenge is going on, and people are making a lot of videos. So, I want to say big thank you for everyone that's been taking their time out to show me real love, support, playing my music, posting it on their social media, introducing my song to other people. I really appreciate everybody, And I want to tell you people that I'm not going to disappoint. I'm always going to, be coming back to bangers. And then what you asked the other time, because of my EP, we talked about it on a piano version and all that.
Yeah, when's that coming out?
I'm planning to drop the EP before the end of the year. So I'm not gonna say the month or the date, I don't want to shoot myself in the leg. But I'm working towards it. And by the end of the year, I'm gonna drop an EP of 5 songs. And trust me, I've been really working hard. And I want to urge people to, keep supporting good music and,
none of that fake AI shit. Some original ones.
No AI, this is originality. KM Tunes to the world. Yeah. And I'm coming over to London. By God's grace, I'm gonna be live there, doing my thing,
Yeah.
Showing, the creativity from Africa, from Nigeria, So, all that.
When you're down, definitely shout me, and then I try, get a couple of my friends, get a couple of the tribe members, the listeners, the viewers, to come down and show support. It should be good. Definitely hit me up.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do another.
Well, on that on that note, stay tuned to KM Tunes and stay tuned to Pree Da Podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed this interview with KM Tunes and this discussion about AI in music industry. What do you guys think in the comments below? Let me know. And on that note, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Said I wake up every morning, pray to God that I'm fixing up. Hope I'm never slipping up. Hear the money calling, need my peace to start getting up. Feeling like I'm blessed, but it came with a bit of luck. Feeling like you stressed, then the tension starts to fill you up. Need an intermission, yeah, they ain't the same lane as us. Come from different sticks, yeah, they're not the same range as us. They cop the pleas and top of teas, they're not hitting range with us. Keep